Hi, this is Lynn Shuck with Healing and Balance. We're looking at continuing this work with the hips, and we're looking at internal and external rotation. Now, when we talk about internal, external rotation, people do use the phrase turn the leg in, turn the leg out. It really is literally that. Internal would be the front of the leg, front of the shin, front of the foot turning in toward the midline, external turning out. Now, we're going to do this both up on blocks and on a chair. Could be done on the floor. I'm not looking at that right now. I'm using 2 blocks that are 4 inches wide, so I'm 8 inches off the floor. If you have like a low bench that works better for you, you could squat on that. So this is a modified squat with my pelvis supported. I have my feet a little turned out and a little wide, so I'm not trying to be in close. But I also am trying to pull my heels back to get some ankle flexion here. As I'm sitting here, I'm going to get my pelvis really still. I'm going to sit up tall, and I don't want to move my pelvis. The first round of this is external rotation. I'm going to start with this leg, try not to move this one. I'm going to roll onto the side of my foot and come back in. And I'm just going to go however far I can go without moving my pelvis, but also without, if I feel any tension in my knee or my ankle, I'm just going as far as is comfortable today. Now, normally we would do about 8 to 10 of these. I'm doing about 4 because I want to get through the video for you. And again, the foot lifts up on the inside edge as the knee rolls out to the side, trying to keep my pelvis still. We're going to continue with external. We're going to go back to the first side. I'm going to take my hand, place it on the outer side of my leg, and press my leg and my hand into each other and create some weight resistance. And then release that. And you could do that a few times. Often what I do is maybe do 8 repetitions without the weight resistance, and then 2 where I hold, and then I switch sides. So we're doing the weight resistance. Again, I'm still on the edge of my foot. I'm pressing my leg and hand into each other. And I'll do that again. And I'm trying not to move anything else. When I go to the internal rotation, I'm going to take my feet a little bit further out. They're still not out here, right? They're still pulled in some, but they're not as close tight in as they were for external rotation. And I'm going to try and keep this knee still. I'm going to try and keep my pelvis still. I'm going to roll onto the inside edge of my foot and let that knee move in toward the midline. So let's say this was the 10th one. I could then put my hand inside here and press. I'm using my other leg as leverage, so I'm pressing hand and knee into each other. I could pull. I could put this hand and pull, hand and knee. So again, we're creating that weight resistance. We do a few without weight resistance, trying to keep that pelvis still, not move anything in the torso, not move this other leg. And then after you've done your 8 or 10, create weight resistance. I prefer this version where I use this leverage here, but you are welcome to do this version where you instead reach from around and pull. Doesn't matter. That's the whole thing, internal and external rotation and some weight resistance. Now, this is what it looks like if you do this up on a chair, because not everybody can get that low. So I would still want to sit forward on the chair and pull my heels back. So if you look from the side, my heels are not under my knees. And I take the external movement from here. I still roll onto the side of my foot. I still create weight resistance. When I go to the internal, I still step the feet a little bit further out and take that internal rotation. And I still would create weight resistance here. Most likely, well, I don't know. You choose. Again, even though I don't have the leg for resistance, I like reaching across rather than doing this. It does something funky in my shoulder. So you decide how you want to use your arms for weight resistance. When you're done, try not using your hands and standing up, whether it's from the blocks or from the chair. And you could do a few of those and just see what happens. Can you really press into your legs and use them to go down and up and just do a few squats? Or not. That's what I've got for you today. Internal and external leg rotation in a modified squat. Go.